Hi, my name is Sierra. Today I'm with It Girl to answer the most searched questions about me. This is Search Bar.
Perfect.
Hey.
Okay, amazing.
Where is Cierra Ortega from? I was born in Chicago. I grew up in Arizona, and now I live in LA, in West Hollywood, the land of the girls and the gays. We love it over there. What was Cierra Ortega's first job? I was a smoothie girl at a gym, and I loved it because I got all the free shakes, I got to peep the hotties, and I got a free gym membership. So it was like triple threat. It was amazing. What is Cierra Ortega's nationality? I am Latina. I'm half Mexican, half Puerto Rican. My dad is full Mexican. My mom is full Puerto Rican. I like to say I'm Mex-Rican. It's like a fun little mix. How would you describe your sense of style? I love this question because I feel like I'm figuring it out every single day. I always say like boho, chic, edgy, street. But then sometimes I'm like girly punk pop princess, so it really just depends on what character I'm trying to cosplay this morning. Today I'm feeling like boho street moments. Let me know if you feel that too. Was Sierra a full-time influencer before Love Island? I was not. I was never a full-time influencer before Love Island. I did work in influencer marketing. I still work in influencer marketing, but my full-time job right now is CEO. I actually own a talent agency. I have a full roster of influencers and creators that I help to manage on different subscription platforms and support with different monetization strategies. So it's really fun. I love my clients. I love what I do, and I love being in this industry. It's so fun. This is so funny. Is it true Sierra had a Love Island themed birthday party? Yes, this is true. I loved Love Island UK for years and years and years, and my friends thought it would be so fun to throw me a surprise party. So one year when we were in Costa Rica, we rented out a whole villa to ourselves, and I thought the villa would be the extent of it. Like, I wasn't expecting a theme or anything, but I have really great friends, and they love a theme to dress up for. They love having something fun to celebrate. So I remember I woke up one morning and I started hearing the music, like the theme song, and I'm like, what is going on out there? I walk out and there's mic packs and fanny packs and all of this stuff, and it turns out it was a Love Island themed birthday party. And my favorite part was that they set up this confessional, like they had a beach background and a camcorder, and we all just fooled around, and it was just fun, shits and giggles. Oh, can I cuss? Okay. Whew. Great. So yeah, that was my first take as a bombshell, and I think it was great practice. How does Sierra know Johnnie from Love Island season 5? Oh, I actually love this story. So Johnnie was on Love Island season 5, obviously, and I remember when I checked out her profile on Instagram, it said that she had followed me, and I was like, oh my God, I love a curly-haired queen. I love seeing a brown-skinned girl on my screen, and she lived in my city in Arizona, so I was like, wait, we have to be friends. I followed her, we were mutuals for a little bit, and then one weekend, it was at the Super Bowl in Vegas, and a friend of mine invited me out, and he was like, let's go to all of these events, like, you know, girls don't have to pay for anything, bring a friend. And I was like, wait, this is the perfect opportunity for me to meet a new friend and make new memories. So I sent Johnnie a voice memo and I was like, hey girl, I know we've never met, I know you don't know me, but do you wanna go to Vegas tomorrow? No questions asked. She was like, sure. So we headed to the airport. That was actually the first time we met, was literally in the airport, and we just yapped the whole flight. We learned that we're very, very similar, and we just got along so well. And that weekend we had the time of our life in Vegas, and after that, the rest is history. We've been friends ever since.
Did she give you any advice going into the villa?
Just to be myself, yeah. Like when I was going through the casting process, I kept it to myself. I just didn't really want any outside opinions, and like how embarrassing if you're like, oh my God, I'm going on the show, and then you don't end up going on it, and you're like, just kidding. So it wasn't until I was like literally going to Fiji, like I had my flight booked, and I was like, surprise, guess where I'm going? And she just was like, you know, you're gonna kill it. I'm so excited the world gets to meet you, and be yourself and have fun. So I feel like I did just that. How many syringes of lip filler did you get before going into the villa? Messy. I didn't get any lip filler before going into the villa, like right before, but over the course of maybe 5 years, I've had like 2 full syringes put in, which I've since dissolved. So that's lovely. But yeah, what's funny is like, I obviously had a little bit of lip filler blindness. And before I went into the villa, like maybe 6 months before, I had noticed that my lip filler was migrating a little bit. And I was like, okay, it's probably time for me to get these dissolved. But I always had something to do that I wanted lips for. Like I was always on a trip or always had an event. I always had something. So I was like, maybe this can wait. And then when I got the call to go into the villa, they told me on Friday night, hey, you're leaving on Monday. I had 48 hours to get my life together. So definitely in those 48 hours, I could not go and get my lips dissolved. So I was like, okay, this is gonna wait. And honestly, I didn't even know that it was something other people would notice until you're on screen and you have cameras from every angle. But sometimes tea needs to be clocked, and I'm glad I got them dissolved. Have you seen every season of Love Island? I actually haven't. I've seen majority of the UK seasons. I really loved seasons like 1 through 7. Molly May, Tommy Fury, season 5, like love them so much. But when USA first started, I couldn't really get into it. I didn't watch the first like 3 seasons, and I think season 4 is when I started to feel it out. How did Cierra get cast on Love Island? So actually, a few years ago, I was going through a breakup from a really tumultuous and toxic relationship. And I was like, this is my glow up era. This is my revenge era. I got my boobs done. I dyed my hair. And I was like, oh, perfect. I just got this DM from a casting director. What better way to stick it to your ex than to go and date a bunch of hot guys on national television? I thought that was gonna happen. But I was a little bit manic, and I think when I interviewed, they felt that because I didn't get casted. They didn't pick me that year. And I was like, that's fine, you know what, it's not meant to be. And honestly, it was probably for the better because I feel like I took that whole year and a half to really grow into myself and to change my intentions, like know that I wanted to do something like this, not for revenge on anyone else or for a glow up era, but because like it's something that I feel like is meant for me and I really want to do and I want love out of it. So fast forward a year later, maybe a year and a half later, I don't remember the exact timeline, but I got a text message from the casting director and they were like, hey, I know things didn't work out last time, but are you still single? And I was like, of course, I'm more single than ever. He called it the perfect time. And we hopped on a call and I went through the whole process, had many meetings over Zoom, in person, even in Fiji. Like, people don't know that when they fly you out there, it doesn't mean that you're actually gonna be on the show. So even going out there, like you're still having meetings and they're still trying to fit you into this puzzle piece. So it was a full like 6-month process, but yeah, that's how it happened. How do you feel about you, Chelley, and Olandria being called mean girls? That really hurts my feelings because I know that we're not mean girls, and I think in the villa, collectively, a lot of people in there would agree that like we were always trying to spread love and kindness and just laughter and jokes, and a lot of people would, you know, just want to be around us. And likewise, like we were like really a big family in there. I feel like we cultivated a really great energy, especially with the girls and the bond that I thought we had built. Like I thought that it was a really strong bond. So to come out and see the narratives that we were being mean or there was bullying, like I didn't feel that way. I feel like I really, really loved all the relationships that I built in there, even if they don't stand on legs now. In there, I know that I was a good friend, led with a good heart, and was never mean. It was never that. Do you think you received a villain edit? So, no. When I posted that, I think, listen, I was a little bit emotional. I was processing a lot of things. I had just binge watched all of the episodes. I'm seeing all of the edits and all the narratives. Like, yeah, naturally you're a bit scrambled as to like what's real and what's not. I do think that there were certain things in the show that were edited in a way that didn't paint me the best way. Like me making faces during certain times that I wasn't making faces, or conversations being clipped where you couldn't get the full context. But at the same time, that's quite literally what we signed up for. It's reality TV and they have to make the best with what they have. So I don't think anyone can confidently say they like the entirety of their edit. But yeah, I don't think I received a villain edit. I think there were villainous parts of the editing, but that's showbiz, baby. Oh my God, I forgot that I could take these.
That's why they're there.
I'm out here like shaking and shivering in my boots. I'll come back to you in a second. Did you expect Nic to leave with you? I didn't expect him to leave with me. I'd be lying if I said the thought didn't cross my mind, just because when I left, like where we had left things, I thought it was in a strong enough place for him to consider it. But I never would have expected that from him. And I think the cards fall how they're supposed to. And I'm glad that he made his decision because it seems like he's thriving. And yeah, great. Which islander was the least authentic? Told you I'd be back for you. Which islander did you trust the least? I think my issue is that I trusted everyone a little bit too much. I think I gave out too much information, gave out too many pieces of myself to everyone, and that ended up biting me in the ass. So, word of advice, maybe start trusting people a little less. That's word of advice for me. You do whatever you want. Would you ever return for an all-star season? I think I would. I feel like going through the process once, you understand a lot better how things work. And I think I would do things differently in the sense where maybe I would hold my cards a little closer to my chest, no pun intended. But I mean, I'm still single, I'm still looking for love. So I feel like any chance that comes to me to be able to find it, like who am I to turn that down? Would you have done anything differently in the villa? I definitely would have given a little bit more attention to the other connections that I was forming. I think going into the villa, I was like, I do not want to put all my eggs in one basket or, stay connected to one guy the whole time. And even though I did some exploring, I wish I would have explored a little bit more. Other than that, I think everything I did was authentically me, and I had a lot of fun in there. Like, despite how things went down, I had the time of my life. I made a lot of friends, I made a lot of memories, I wore a lot of good outfits, I had a lot of laughs, and I wouldn't change any of that. Since coming out of the villa, were you asked to do any interviews? I was. I think my inbox was really flooded, being pulled in a lot of different directions. And I think immediately coming out, like all I wanted to do was collect my thoughts, make sure that all of my words, all of the perception was my own, and control my own narrative. Like I think especially when I came out, there's a lot of people spreading fake news or using my name for clickbait and all of these things, and that's just not something I wanted to participate in. So I really just wanted to control my story and make sure the words came from me. Did a PR team write your apology video? Oh my gosh, that is just so silly. No guys, a PR team did not write my apology video. I've never had PR training or media training. This is just how I speak, unfortunately. Actually, not unfortunately, fortunately, I'm very proud of how I speak and how I present myself. And in that apology video, like I was damned if I do, damned if I don't. If I was sitting there sobbing my eyes out, like people would have spun that narrative. It wasn't about me in that way. Like I really wanted to make sure that I said everything that I felt was important to speak on. And no one wrote it. I wrote it, I revised it like 4 different times, but when I spoke it, it's not like I was reading from a script or anything. Like the reason I was able to speak so directly is because it was something that came from my heart and my mind and something that I felt passionately about. Do you regret wearing the empathy sweatshirt in your apology video? Oh my gosh. Honestly, a little bit, because believe it or not, it didn't even cross my mind. It wasn't a second thought where I was like, ooh, I'm gonna wear this empathy sweatshirt to invoke empathy in people. No, that was just like my favorite crew neck that I wear around the house. And I just had it on. Like I wanted that video to be casual, me lounging around in my apartment in clothes that I would normally wear. And if you scroll down to my other videos, like I wear that sweatshirt a lot. I am an empath. I think empathy is important in the world. I think maybe it wasn't the best choice to wear it during that video. And when I made it, I wasn't thinking about what I was wearing. I was thinking about what I wanted to say and how I was gonna say it. So the outfit was the last thing that crossed my mind, but it seems to be the only thing a lot of people paid attention to, which is like, that's a you problem. Let's focus on what's important here. Do you think cancel culture is too harsh? I do. I think there's a difference between holding someone accountable and just wanting their life to be over. I think the best part about the human experience is being able to make mistakes and grow from them and have people around you that can help you grow from those situations. So the idea that you can just like cancel or erase someone from society, from relationships, from success, it's just, I don't think that's anyone else's decision to make. So I do think that when people do bad things, behavior should be corrected, but everyone deserves a chance to grow, and a lot of people should give them that chance. Do you think Nic and Olandria's relationship outside the villa is authentic? I don't think it matters what I think, to be honest. Have you talked to Elan since coming out of the villa? Such a sweet boy. We have chatted a little bit. He actually was one of the first people to reach out to me when I left the villa, which meant a lot to me because I feel like in that time I felt a little bit isolated, and he was just there to check in on me and let me know that, you know, he knows me as a person and he would be there to support me in any way that I needed him to. He actually just sent me a text yesterday. Funny that you ask. He said one of my videos popped up on his For You page and that he enjoyed it and that I'm killing it and to keep my head up and keep going. And I just really love and respect that about him because he could have gone a whole different direction, you know, especially because we didn't end up together. He could hate me, he has every right, but he is just such a nice, amazing guy, and I love keeping up with him and seeing all the good things he's doing in the world, and I really think he deserves nothing but the best, so we love him. Did any islanders reach out after to offer support? Yes, they did. I think my real friends and people who really, you know, could see past the narratives online and the tabloids and all the negative things people were saying, reached out to offer support, and I have really strong friendships with those people. Everyone is booked and busy and doing their thing as they should be, but I think finding the time to send a text and let someone know that you're thinking about them or that you miss them or that you support the endeavors that they're doing goes a long way in this time when everyone's trying to figure out stuff and navigate through everything. So yes, I have support from the real ones that matter. You know who you are. Do you see a friendship with any of the islanders in the future? Yes, definitely. I think the people that have, you know, kept in contact with me since everything has happened, those will be my friends for life. I think what we shared in that villa, no matter who ended up with who or who said what or what the edit said, like what the edits online say, none of that shit matters. What matters is like what we actually went through and what we bonded through, all of the trauma, all of the late nights, all of the laughs. There was a lot of amazing things that happened in there, and I thought I would have more friendships coming out. Silly me, I think once you step out and you're into the real world, sometimes you realize that not everyone is who you thought they were, and like this person that you bonded with doesn't actually exist. But when you can come out and see that that one person hasn't changed, like the people who they were in there are still the people they are in the real world, those are my favorite kind of people, and they're the ones that I'll keep really closely for a really long time. Did you watch the Love Island reunion? I did watch the reunion. I feel like I had to. Like, I wanted to see, what are you guys gonna say about me? Who's gonna cry? Who's gonna apologize? Like, duh. I mean, I was there for 30 something episodes. Like, you might as well see it to the end. And I thought it was great, and I thought the looks served. Chelley, you know you ate down. Iris, come on, amazing. What was your reaction to what Nic said about your Mykonos video at the reunion? Eye roll. That was my reaction. Because what? Like, here's the thing. When I made that video, I'll admit, yeah, I was a little bit like hurt. It was definitely an emotional post, and maybe I could have thought twice before posting it. But at the same time, like, I don't think anyone can tell you how to deal with those types of situations. Like, it's up to you how you want to react and what you want to do. And I still stand by everything I said. I never bashed him in any way. Like, I said I didn't end up with a guy who liked my friend the whole time. And if we look at the facts, if we lay out the cards, like, is that not true? And I think he said something in the reunion about me just wanting attention in that moment or something. But like, before I posted that, I mean, it had been 7 days. He was posting on Snapchat wearing my hoodie, on TikTok live for hours. It's like, you could have sent a text, you could have sent a DM. And if you didn't want to, stand on that. But like, don't say you didn't have the time. I think that's just a cop-out, to be honest. Have you gotten brand deals since coming out of the villa? I have. I have a few things in the work, a few projects that I'm excited about. So stay tuned. What's next for Cierra Ortega? I mean, the sky is the limit, baby. I feel like this is just the beginning. I went on a show looking for love, and I think I did find love in the community that I was gifted and the people that support me and see me and want to stand by me. So I think right now I'm just focused on building myself up to be the best version for me and for them, and putting content out in a way that they love and that, you know, makes them feel seen and supported. So focusing on that. Maybe by the time this is out, my YouTube channel might be out, so go check me out there. Otherwise, I'm on Instagram at Cierra.Ortega. I'm on TikTok at Cierra Ortega. And yeah, we're just getting started. Thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you for listening. Stay kind, spread love, and see you soon.